Hello YouTube. I got a request to do a video on the Latvian Gambit, and so I'm going to do that, but it's going to be a pretty quick video. I promise you, if you watch this video, this will much be everything you ever need to know about the Latvian, and it's going to be pretty thin. So e4, e5, knight f3, f5, and I guess the Latvian is kind of like a King's Gambit reverse, but of course, white has already gotten in the move knight f3. So I'll just say it. I don't. This is not very sound. And the easiest way to handle this, and this is all you ever really have to know about the Latvian, just the lines I'm about to show you. You take the pawn, and there's just not a whole lot here that white can do. Part of the difficulty is he can't take, for example, because of course you have queen h5 coming. And then this variation is just supposed to be completely winning, is the only way to put it. They can play knight f6 here, and then after queen e5, they'll play bishop e7, and you can take pretty much anything you want. You can either just take on h8, and you're completely winning if you want to do that, or you can actually take on e7, and that's also supposed to be a major advantage white. So they don't have time. After knight takes c5, they don't have time to take the pawn, so pretty much the only move that they can try is queen f6, and people that play the Latvian do play this. Then you need to defend your knight, so you play d4, and it's actually important to temporarily defend your knight, because you kind of need to get them to play the move d6. Again, you don't want to give them time to play f captures e4, and they still don't really have time to play fe4. If they play fe4, that's going to allow bishop c4, and this again is a winning attack for white. An example would be knight c6. You could play bishop f7 check, and then after king d8, you can actually make this kind of cute move. You can take on g8, and then they can't play rook takes g8 because you have bishop g5, queen g5, knight f7 check, winning the queen with this cool little fork. So this would be a pretty fast win. So after bishop g8, after bishop g8, they would have to play knight takes e5, d5, queen e5, bishop b3, white's up a piece. So that's kind of variation number 2. So after d4, they have to play d6, and then you move the knight back. You move the knight back to c4. So now they finally have time to get their pawn back, so they're not down a pawn. And then you play knight c3, and this is a really important tempo. You're attacking this pawn on e4, and you're threatening knight d5. And really the best way to deal with both of these threats is you need to move the queen. You need to play queen g6. People have tried the move bishop f5, but apparently this is a lemon as well. The knight just kind of comes back to e3 and hits the bishop. You're still threatening knight d5, and there was one game that went bishop g6, knight on e to d5, queen f7, and I'm not even positive that all of white's moves are the best move. White could have probably improved. White played knight f4 here. It could be that bishop c4 is an improvement, but the person playing white won the game very quickly. It went knight f6, d5, knight on b to d7. He plopped that knight into e6. He's threatening knight c7. Knight e5 and then knight b5, and black simply resigned. He can't prevent the threats of white infiltrating with his pieces. And that was actually Kostar versus Asanov in Kurgan in 1993, a game between two players right around 2400. So kind of rare that even people that high will hazard a Latvian. But apparently they gave it a shot. So queen g6, and then the best move here and just the easiest move to remember is just the move pawn to f3. This is actually the only move you really have to remember to kind of master the Latvian in my mind. This is the only move that I have kind of seared in my brain as part of my Latvian preparation. And the only reason I really have to remember it is because after queen g6, it's actually kind of unclear how to finish my development in a fluid way. So like, I'm looking at moves like bishop e3, bishop f4, bishop e2, and everything's kind of awkward. The bishops and the knights are kind of stepping on each other. But once you play f3, everything becomes really, really simple and really, really clear. After e takes f3, queen f3, this is just major advantage white. You have 3 pieces out to black's 1, and this is just major advantage white all day long. Actually, the computer gives this as decisive advantage white. And that's all you got to know. I don't know why somebody wants to play an opening with black where they're this far behind in development this quickly, and there's just no real compensation for it. It is important to note they don't have queen c2 here because bishop d3 would trap the queen and end the game. and just any other move here is just going to lead to some sort of advantage for white. And as you can see, white's development now is very fluid and very simple. So that's it. That's everything you need to know about the Latvian in about 5 minutes. So anyways, I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you learned something new about chess. Thank you very much for watching.